I'm delighted to welcome Dominic Sherry, who is the CEO of Flying Butler, to this session of Industry Leader Live. Dominic, thank you for joining us today.
Nice to see you, James. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday to you. So come on, since we last spoke, there's lots happened, namely COVID. Give us an update from your side. What's happened, how you've dealt with it, and where you think we are in this exit process.
Well, it's been a tough journey, and I don't need to go through that, but we're through it and well at the other end, hopefully, and we say goodbye to that period that was just ridiculous. But yeah, we did get through, and the main reason we got through is our shareholders were very supportive, and obviously helped us to do that. But we did a lot of things through COVID that allowed us to navigate. We had to, cut costs heavily. We needed to obviously look at our staffing, which we did. Pre-COVID, we were well over 130 odd staff, and we had to look at that. We had to look at our inventory. So we looked at what inventory was working for us and what wasn't. So we ended up handing a number of units back. But the big thing that we did was we stayed really close to our customers, making sure that we're working really closely with the customers. And another big thing that we did was we worked heavily with our landlords. We have over 50 landlords. And so we worked very closely with them to work out solutions, if you like, of getting through this together. And because of that, we've come out in a real position of strength where these landlords now are looking for more stock for us. So, but yeah, tough journey, but we learnt a lot. We didn't have all the answers. It was shop floor stuff, rolling the sleeves up, get on with it. But I can't be more proud of the team that we have got through it. And, I'm just so proud of our team and how we navigated through.
Now we've, of course, as the association, we've been through something very similar during the period, and we had a long, hard look at ourselves, and we think we're in a stronger place in order to serve our customers. Would you say Flying Butler is in the similar sort of position?
Yeah, I think so. Or would definitely think so. And there's a number of reasons for that. I think, unfortunately, and it is unfortunate, we lost some of our competitors over that time. There's a shortage of stock. There's a definite pent-up demand that is absolutely definite. You go through London today, and it is full. Hotels are full. We closed July at 94% occupancy rates. We've never seen these type of rates before. So, we have come out the other end in a position of strength. And I think, and I don't actually think this, I know that the service department industry has come out a lot stronger because of COVID, because people understand more what we are and how we fulfill a lot of the solutions that they needed. So going back to points of that, you're now seeing a lot of the service department requirements coming on TMC RFPs. That wasn't heavily there before. So it's a good thing. It's not a great thing that we lost our competitors, because we always like healthy competition. But in saying that, because of the lack of stock and the pent-up demand, and we're in a good spot. We've had 3 very solid months. Please God, it doesn't slow down, but it doesn't look like it. Our demand is continuing through August. September should be a good month. So hopefully we've turned the corner.
What I'm hearing about, costs are increasing, utilities are increasing, staff challenges with the recession that's imminent that we're hearing all about. What are you doing to prepare yourself for that, or what is you doing for Flying Butler to prepare yourself for that?
Well, on the utilities side, we jumped early and we locked up a lot of contracts. I'd like to say we were perfect and got it all perfectly right, but we did do some pretty impressive stuff with regards to looking at our cost early on. So on the utility side, as we all know, personally and professionally, the utilities have gone through the roof. And we've also looked at our operation of how do we save power? How do we save costs through our ESG programs, through our CSR programs? So we're really looking at everything we can do through that. But yeah, I mean, on the cost side, it's been really crucial for us to dig deep. And some of those costs we've been able to manage. If you look at it, inflation running, anywhere between 8 and 10%. interest rates doubling, there's a lot of black clouds, and maybe we go into recession, probably. But at the moment, we're enjoying good business, and we'll continue to work hard to drive the business. But yeah, I think, James, you just got to keep going. I don't think there's anybody out there with a magic wand to say exactly what's going to happen. All the economists are giving us lots of their ideas, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of out there that, you know, how it all works out in the future, I don't know. We can only control what we can control, and that's running an organization, staying close to our customers, managing our costs, and trying to get as much profit as we can.
And thinking longer term then strategically about Flying Butler and how it's going to prepare itself ready for the future. And there's been a lot of talk and conversation about repositioning, or you repositioning what you're doing, certainly with other investment and expansion plans. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so about 3 months ago, our majority shareholder, Rasmala, which is an investment bank in the Middle East, based in the UAE, purchased our minority shareholder. What we're trying to do is bigger blocks, more apartments, bigger blocks, so we have more efficiencies. So, you know, trying to get away from these small little blocks. So yeah, exciting times. So we're solely owned now by Rasmala. They're outstanding group to be working with. We're very excited about that. They want growth. You know, we've got the leadership team to get there. So as we look forward, whatever bumps coming our way, we will, you know, we'll get through those bumps. But you know, we've got great support in our shareholder. But it's all about growth.
And we've talked about BTR strategies and what that does. Tell us what that is in first instance, and tell us what you're looking to do to invest in that sort of strategy moving forward.
So we are moving into the BTR space. A month ago, we launched our new brand, which is MURA Living. MURA Living, we started working on the brand late September last year. Took about 2 to 3 months to build that brand out. And we did customer focus, customer forums. We did a lot of work, which is kind of my background in my Marriott days. So we got the brand first, and we're delighted to announce that we have our first block in Hemel Hempstead. We will open our first block in Hemel Hempstead in September this year, 79 apartments. And then we will start moving from there. Our plan is to roll out 5,000 units in the BTR space within the next 5 years. So that's 1,000 units a year. So it's, again, a very aggressive growth. One of the things we're doing, James, is we're going to do this mixed use. So we're going to be, you know, have the BTR at about running 70 to 80% on a block, but we'll have that 20, 30% of service departments. Okay. So that we can mix use. You know, those service department guests can use the facilities. Like Hemel Hempstead will have a 2-story gym, and we'll have a WeWork area. And we'll have a come dine with me area. It has a media room. It has a cafe. Beautiful. Really, really excellent. So we'll follow that brand through. So our service department guests can also enjoy the facilities. And we'll have full concierge in these buildings. So most of the buildings will be well over 100 apartments. And we'll go for scale. So very exciting, new to us. But again, backed heavily by Rasmala, who are buying a lot of the buildings. But we'll also look for management contracts with other operators to grow that brand. So yeah, new territory. And we open our first one in September. So you'll have to come and visit. Certainly
will. There's no doubt about that. And it's interesting. I'm talking to a lot of members about looking at those sorts of opportunities, what might be different, the evolution of the service department model. And I'm going to push you to sort of predict what you think is going to happen over the next few years with regards to the recognized service department model and how that's going to be repositioned as the industry continues to grow at the rate it is. What do you think is going to happen? How would you predict?
Well, you want my personal opinion?
Absolutely.
I call it swim lanes. I think there's a service department swim lane that we do not want to maneuver from. We don't want to go into anything else. We want to stay in the service department space. We don't want to move into apart hotels. That's kind of a big space that's very successful and everything else, but we want to stay in the service department swim lane. The other swim lane will be BTR, right? And that will be very much BTR. Where we will merge, and I'm talking about us at the moment, is where we have that mixed use in a building. The future, I believe, is both. Service departments have got an excellent future ahead. We know that because there's a number of new players hitting the market. We had a meeting with a major investor yesterday, and he has probably 5 operators sitting around the table with him for a new block. 4 of those operators, well, 3 of the operators I haven't heard of, that are just new into the market. So they're being funded by foreign investment. So I think service departments are, very exciting. The BTR space is even more exciting with regards to scale. Multifamily is huge in the US. It represents about 22-23% of the residential market in the US. It's 3 or 4% here. So as you know, a lot of the big players are now moving into BTR. And then we're not one of those big players, but we will be playing in that space later on. But at the end of the day, that BTR multifamily living in the UK, because of it's extremely difficult for people to get into the housing market and get in on the ladder, as we all know, with the interest, especially with interest rates doubling. So I think there's exciting times in both.
Interesting. Well, thank you very much, Dominic. Always amazing to talk to you about it and your insights for the future. I know that our members are going to find that really valuable, listening to you talking about that. So really appreciate your time. Nice to see you, and thanks again for all your help.
Thank you, Jay, and thank you to you and the ASAP team for everything you do. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.